guys, I share coming at you today in Clash Royale. Welcome to the channel, guys. I'm not alone. I'm joined by first-time guest on the channel, Wraith. Hit me up this morning, just rattling off Grand Challenge win after Grand Challenge win, and you know, happy to have you on the channel, man. First of all, welcome.
Hey, thanks, Ash. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man. This is actually really cool. Before we go into the Grand Challenge, you're 9-1 right now. You're gonna share with us kind of the evolution of the deck. So give us quickly, you know, how long you've been playing the game, and have you always been playing, you know, Hog of this kind of unorthodox off-meta version?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been playing this game for about 6 years now, right when the beta release came out.
Okay, old school.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much an OG player. I took a break I played it in 2016 to 2017. Then I took a break for about 3 years because I just didn't like the game at the time. It was kind of stale for me. I did return back in 2021. And I made a comeback. So originally I was a casual player, but ever since I returned back then, I started playing competitive. Now I'm definitely, I would consider myself pretty much a semi-pro now, and I'm pretty happy about my progress.
Yeah, certainly the results speak for themselves. I gotta ask, what changed from way back in the day to now? Do you just take it more seriously that made you that it elevated you to a semi-pro level?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, what I would say is that I initially downloaded the game just to play with my high school friends in middle school, because I originally played in like 8th grade, right? And so nowadays, I looked at other people's channels like Boss, I watch Riley, I watch all those pros, and I'm just like, man, I could be like them one day, or somewhere close to them. So yeah. I was kind of like, let's take on a challenge. And surely enough, I definitely worked my way up. This GC, if I win this GC right now, I'm going to get 80 Grand Challenges wins. So nice. I'm very stoked.
All right, well, we'll be pulling for you here. Talk to us briefly about the evolution of this deck. This is the first version right here that we're seeing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I made this deck casually, like back then, just kind of like as an idea to where I could counter the meta somewhat. And I was a mid-ladder player back then, so I didn't know much what was going on. But I was kind of just like, hey, let's throw these cards into a deck and let's see how they do. So initially I ran Hog, Inferno Dragon, Barbs, because back in mid-ladder back then, and even nowadays, you're going to see a lot of decks with a lot of random cards. Like you'll see like Wizard, you're going to see a lot of tanky stuff. So I was kind of like, okay, let's make something so we can counter it. So this deck does very well against most beatdown decks, which is kind of the speciality. And that's why it's kind of evolved. Over time, as cards released and new things like started to come about in my mind, I kind of changed it up. I eventually changed up to using a lumberjack zap variant right after that, because I was thought, okay, let's make a cheaper version. But I realized Hog Rage is absolutely insane sometimes. Like it can sometimes win you the entire game. It's just absurd. Then I also tried with E-Barbs as well, the third version I showed you, because it's absolutely crazy. Like having a ground tank unit that can kill almost an entire like armed troops, like an entire army worth of troops in their battlefield, it's absurd. And then you have the air defense too with the Inferno Dragon. That helps a ton against like lava decks and stuff. Over time, when the champion era came around, I kind of experimented with different variants. Like I've tried with Queen, but Queen doesn't really work with the type of deck I'm using because this deck is very aggressive. It's a very heavy, it's a very fast-paced style of gameplay, if I'm being honest. It's like your off-meta bridge spam.
That's great. That makes for exciting matches. I can't wait.
Yeah, so I originally used this deck with Golden Knight when it was broken. It was absolutely crazy. I got some pretty good records with it. And then eventually I started playing more Grand Challenges, and I started doing my Grand Challenge grind for 100. And I started using the Mighty Miner because I thought, okay, this card was underrated at first, but at one point when it became like absolutely broken, like right now it is, it definitely needs a nerf right now. Almost everyone is telling me that it needs a nerf, and I definitely agree with that.
Super strong. Feel free to start searching, by the way, for your first match here. Again, 9-1 inside a Grand Challenge. I got to give you massive props, dude, because you don't run into that many people nowadays who create their own deck, you know? Like, mostly everything is just meta copying the leaderboard. So, massive props, and even though I've never seen a deck quite like this, it does feel like it has everything that you need, you know, in terms of air defense, ground defense, pressure, etc. So, here we go. So, you said it's aggressive. Are you starting out? Okay, let's see what's going on here.
So I think this is going to be P.E.K.K.A by the looks of it.
Yep.
He did show his battle ram and he showed his Ewiz. So P.E.K.K.A can go either way. It's not a hard matchup in a sense, but it's definitely one where I can lose. It's like because they have so many. They have the advantage in single elixir. It's just absolutely absurd. And so because he cycled his Ewiz, I think he did actually.
Yep. And talk about a raged up Mighty Miner really helping you out there against that P.E.K.K.A.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely insane. Sometimes I can win you the entire game, but you don't, and they don't even know. So in this situation, I was going to place an Inferno Dragon, but the Mighty Miner almost killed the P.E.K.K.A. So I was just like, Jesus, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy, dude? I was like, okay, how are you gonna deal with this counter push? And then it's like Mighty Miner's like, I got it, man.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. People are really underestimating Mighty Miner, especially in Age. I feel like it's just it can take it has so much HP to where it just absolutely destroys your tower. Also, here's a pro tip: you can actually push the Mighty Miner, and the Hog Rider will just go so fast, and it'll push it. So it's almost at the tower, but he defended that quite well.
All right, so here we go. Here,
go battle ram.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna sack this, and I'm gonna sack the Magic Archer as well because I don't have much elixir.
Okay. Now we're crossing over to double elixir time.
Yeah. So this deck does much better in double elixir. I think we're starting to see more.
Okay. So you go lumberjack in the bag. No, I was just wondering, is usually lumberjack and hog? Is that basically your winning push? More often than not?
It depends.
Yep.
Usually I go lumberjack and hog. I feel like it's just it's a very safe play. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yep.
And I'm gonna arrow this as well, because then that's gonna reset on P.E.K.K.A. and it should be my fireball.
So much value here. Having the Inferno Dragon and the Mighty Miner. So great, you can't zap both.
Insane.
Yeah.
People don't realize the value of this stuff. It's absurd. It's absurd.
All right, so benefiting even from that rage a little bit on the defensive end. The Dark Prince still kind of soaking it up there, and here we go.
Yeah. So let's hope he. Okay, so he goes battle ram. That's perfect. I'm gonna. Okay. Oh, he missed it. Oh,
whoa!
Man, okay, this is huge. This is huge.
Yep, that was big. That was big. Okay.
Let's go hog. He's definitely really low right now.
Yeah.
By the looks of it.
Yep. So you get another hog hit. Fireball's gonna come down as well. You don't miss. GG's.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be able to.
Pretty good position here. Yeah. So are you, okay, you're going to triple elixir time here. So he's going to be able to cycle P.E.K.K.A's pretty easily. Is your strategy going to change at all? Yeah.
Not really.
Gotcha.
It's just mainly more of cycle, defend, rinse, repeat.
Yeah. Dude, look at that lumberjack, man. He's like, I got this.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay. And then I can just cycle another one, and then that should
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And for the double,
he has to overcommit so much just to even take it out.
Ooh.
Magic Arc is blocked. That's fine. We're gonna hog again. Yeah, that's gonna get a hit.
Boom. That was huge. Oh, 2 hits. Okay. So 10 seconds, just gotta hold on for dear life. Here we go. Nice fireball there.
Yeah.
And we are good. Oh man, dude. I gotta be honest with you. I didn't feel comfortable at all during that match, but it was super entertaining to watch. GG's, man. Well done.
Yeah, no, this deck, it definitely has a lot of outplay potential. What I will say, though, is that sometimes you can get extremely overwhelmed and it can be hard to defend, but that's if they have the right counters, right? So at the end of the day.
This is an exciting deck. I gotta say, Hog Lumberjack in general, super fun to watch. There was a player way back in the day, or I think he might still be around, but Rainbow, are you familiar?
I am familiar with that name. Yeah.
He was like the first guy that I saw running Hog Lumberjack like just exclusively.
I've
you know?
used Hog before. There was a guy on your channel like years ago. I don't know if you remember. His name
probably
was, like,
don't.
Major Ebar.
Oh, I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's definitely like one of like a guy that
inspired you, so to speak.
In a way,
Yeah.
because he's a top ladder player and he plays Hog Ebar. I'm just like, Jesus, I don't know how you do it, and he still plays to this day. So I'm just like,
Major Ebar God. How could I forget that name? He was great. All right, so okay. So
I actually know this deck. This guy has an elixir pump. It's a giant witch rage deck. You might have seen it in top ladder.
Yeah.
Sir Tag actually played this in a video before, so I am well aware of this. Yeah, see, he plays pump.
Okay. So you're in a pretty okay. So we're gonna get some nice damage here.
Of course. He definitely can build up a big push and try to do it, but I think this is definitely a great matchup because we have both the Inferno Dragon and the Mighty Miner, so it's gonna do wonders.
Yep.
Just gotta hope he doesn't. He will probably go Giant Witch Rage or something like that really soon.
There it is.
And this should
you
clean it
called it. Yeah, nice cleanup there. So he zaps. He's probably gonna get a hit or two, but who cares?
Yeah, that's not going to do anything, so
yeah.
We're perfectly fine.
Okay, so you're sitting, you've got to be happy with your position now. You don't have Fireball in hand, so if he pumps again right now, you're going to hog opposite lane or hog right lane? Well, I guess it depends on what happens here, right?
I'm going to hog the other lane because he can't, I know the Inferno Dragon's going to almost take it out.
Yep.
And now he has to he's either going to build up from the back or he's just going to go straight up the bridge. He is going to pump again. I'll definitely... I think I'm gonna leave it. Yeah, I'm gonna fireball this witch. It's better. Perfect. That's what we need.
Nice.
Now he cannot do anything.
And look at this Rage Dark Prince gonna take that tower down too.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna put a Mighty Miner here. Pump the ability. It's gonna go to the other lane. This will take it out. So 2 towers.
Okay, so can you hold on the Rage? Big, massive left-hand push. I don't think it matters at this point.
Yeah, this is done. This push is done.
GG's. Well done. Oh my word, man. You decimated that one. And Inferno Dragon is about to end this one for you a little bit early. Almost. Ewiz says, yeah, I got it. GG's, man. That was a dominant performance there. Well done. Even with the slight elixir advantage, you just made it look super easy. Even with the rage, you made it look super easy with the 1-2 combo kind of the Inferno Dragon and the Ewiz on defense. And then to your point, being aggressive on the offensive end as well.
Absolutely, because I knew that he didn't have like an actual like proper reset to it. And all he had was zaps. So I was like, okay, this is going to be a pretty easy game.
Yeah, man.
I had no problem against the Witch.
All right, here we go. Going for another 12-win victory, Wraith. Going against QCF Face Control. Do you know what he plays? I
actually don't know, so we're about to find out.
So Hog first play, is that totally is that something you do pretty much every match?
Oh yeah, I always do Hog first play. I just think it's a safe play in general. Like even if they NATO or even if they just do something in general, you know, like that of that sort of those lines, I feel like it's perfectly fine because they have to respond to it. Like if they don't, then they're going to lose a lot of their tower.
I noticed you play a lot of lumberjacks in the back as opposed to, you know, at the bridge.
Yeah, and I think it's a good way because it helps you gain elixir as you build up your push. So this is a very, very easy matchup. So we're looking really good here. Lava is one of the easiest matchups you can get for this deck.
I love to hear that, man. I love to hear that. All right, here we go.
Yeah, it's an absolute monster. Because I have so many responses to the Hound, and he can't do anything. Like, see, he's after this, I'm just going to arrow this right after. Like that.
Boom.
Well done, well done. And if he balloons the other lane,
I'm
just going to Ewiz it, and that's it.
So let's see what he does.
Yeah.
I think he's going to try.
He might balloon. I think he might defend. Okay, he's going to defend. The looks of it.
So you're just going in. No Tombstone to contend with. You have Fireball back in hand. You're going to go ahead and use it there against Skeleton Dragons. We'll finish off this Mighty Miner. That Inferno Dragon's still alive, dude.
Yeah, and I'm going to hog regardless because I know this is getting a lot of damage. Well, he defended it alright, so...
Yeah, but he had to use 3 elixir, so I feel like things are...
no, as long as he used elixir of some sort. Okay, so now he doesn't have anything, so I'm gonna take advantage of this. And okay, see, now he has the balloon. I E-Wiz this. I'm gonna place this in the other lane. It's gonna get death damage too. And if he doesn't respond to this, it's gonna be...
He has to zap it. Yep.
Okay.
But now that he's zapped, you can, you know, Inferno Dragon if you want to. He has nothing.
I don't need to, because then I can just hog. And
True.
Then I'm just arrow, and yeah, that should definitely be set.
Put some work in there. So that you got an unchecked hog on that left-hand tower. Right-hand tower down pretty dang low as well. Things are looking pretty dang good for a flawless debut here on CWA. We'll see. We'll see. That's the kiss of death right there, me saying that, but we'll see.
That's it. Yep. That's
all right.
That's how it goes. Yeah, so this deck is amazing against most beatdown decks. It does pretty bad against Electro Giant though, because the issue is they have the Electro Giant in general. It's just obnoxious to deal with.
Yeah.
But as we got the win.
There it is, man. GG's, making it look super easy. You mentioned E-Giant, so I'll ask you before we let you go, what strategy would you use? Especially, like, it feels like it's next to impossible against E-Giant with, like, Lightning or something like that, right, in NATO?
Absolutely. So, E-Giant is pretty much impossible. The only way you can win is if you try to start E-Handling, or I have to... basically try to make them abuse their NATO on their cards. Okay. So if they do that, then I can put my Inferno Dragon on there, and then it would do well. I've used the E-Barbs deck before, the E-Barbs variant before. It did a lot better against Electro Giant, but they will just lightning it, and I have no chance.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, hey, every deck has its his bad matchups for sure. So
absolutely.
If that's the worst that we're gonna face is E-Giant, then sign me up. Really fun deck. It's I can't wait to give it a shot. Any shout outs or anything like that before we let you go, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to my team, Intellectuals. I play for them competitively. I've been with them for about 10 months now. So thankful to be in the position where I'm in now. So
awesome, man.
Shout out to them. And I also want to give a shout out to my other friend, Giraffe. He's definitely been one out there for me. I met him a long time back, and he's been motivating me ever since to keep on playing. So thank you to both of you guys.
Yeah, well, shout out to Giraffe, shout out to Intellectuals, and shout out to you, man, for doing a heck of a job here sharing this deck with us. Thank you so much for coming on. We'd love to have you again.
Thank you, Ash. I appreciate it.
No problem, guys.
Thank you to you especially.
Oh, no worries, man.
Amazing opportunity.
Yeah, this has been a blast, man. It's been a blast, guys. Go ahead and give Wraith a follow on social media. All of his Twitter information along with the stats and profile, statsroyale.com. Check that out in the description below. Deck link as well. I'm sure you guys are going to want to get your hands on this deck. And as always, take care, guys.